Alright, hey guys, this is going to be fun. Let's listen to some of our great senators on the topic of Venezuela. And let's see how much they actually know. I don't think they know anything. Let's get it going.
Do you think the U.S. is meddling in Venezuela?
I don't think so. I mean, we're the superpower in the world.
What? Seriously? It's not meddling because we're the superpower. I mean, what? These people are elected officials in our government. Let me just make that clear. These aren't actors. They really are elected. What? That's like the bully that steals your lunch money. It says, you know, that's because I'm bigger than you. You don't need lunch. What? Oh my God.
Part of the Russian agenda is to undermine democracy, not just in our country, but in other countries as well.
Do you think it would be meddling if Russia were to declare Nancy Pelosi the president of the U.S.?
I haven't thought about that. She's not president of the United States, I'll tell you that.
Oh, he didn't think of that. How did you not think of that? That's exactly what I thought of the very first time I heard it come out of his mouth. What? Seriously? You didn't think of that. Well, everybody else in the country and the world has thought of it. Just saying. Just saying.
Issue of meddling. Do you think the U.S. is meddling in Venezuela right now in their political system? Do you think Trump is running a coup there? Do you think John Bolton and Rubio are running a coup?
I don't know. I think they're speaking out against, Maduro, who's been awful.
It's a pretty desperate situation over there, yeah.
So we should be meddling, is what you're saying.
The problem is when you meddle, you cause locals to rebel against that, so it's a tough call.
Maduro's troops or goons went into the ghetto and decided they were going to take over.
Isn't he the president of the country? I mean, those are his security forces.
Well,
so.
Perhaps.
Do you think the U.S. is meddling in Venezuela?
Are they meddling? Yeah, both sides are meddling.
But it's good meddling is what you're saying.
I don't know if it's good meddling or not.
I mean, he doesn't know? Yeah, meddling, maybe, maybe not. I think that we seriously are screwing with too many countries, that these people, these elected officials that should know about stuff, just have no clue what to say. Because they're getting their countries mixed up, their propaganda, like that's why they're screwing up so much. They have no idea.
Let me say this about U.S. relationships in Central and South America and the Caribbean. It is something that we should not be proud of. I mean, I look at the way this country has treated Haiti for over 200
Aristide
years.
was an ally of Hugo Chavez in Venezuela, Jean-Bertrand Aristide. Do you see this as a continuation of that policy of kind of neo-colonialism?
Oh, for sure. Even with Cuba.
Yeah.
We've had an embargo on Cuba since 1959. This is tragic.
Right. So do you think we should
they are
embargo
90 miles off our coast. So
right. So should we embargo Venezuela the same way?
Absolutely not. Right. Why? Because then the population will suffer more.
Right.
No, I don't agree with that.
So are you going to speak up on that because you clearly know
Sir,
what time
that's not my issue.
Okay.
My issue is financial services.
All right.
That's what I do.
Thank you very much.
Goodbye.
Oh, my bad. You're a congressman. But that's not your thing. Our government, the government that you work for and sit on the Senate you were elected to, you know this is bad. You know it's bad. But you're not going to really say anything because that's not your thing. your thing is financial services, which you obviously are doing a wonderful job because we're not $22 trillion in debt. You should probably work on that, but you also can work on this. It just takes a little sentence. Stand up during the next meeting and say, hey, we probably shouldn't be doing this to Venezuela, but that's not really my thing. Like, what? Oh, God.
There. And any comment on the situation in Venezuela? Do you think it's a coup?
No, not gonna.
Any comment on the situation in Venezuela?
Yeah, we're working on our company.
What was that, AOC? Oh, you're busy? You got other stuff to do? But you're the biggest socialist supporter. I know why you're not saying anything. And you know why you're not saying anything. Because the socialist thing that you want is nothing like the democratic socialist or social democracy that Venezuela has. Because let me cue you in on this if you didn't know. The people of Venezuela that everybody's considering socialist and the left, they really are more like the conservative right here. They don't like big business, government overseeing everything that they do. They are very Christian. The right, on the other hand, don't believe in gun rights. The left does. These people is who they're considering, you know, they call them the left, the socialist. See, they twist it all up to where you don't really know what's going on. That's how they keep you fooled all the time. But we really need to stop allowing this to happen because it's absolutely ridiculous. So please don't equate what AOC and Bernie Sanders, even though Bernie has a few good policies, but I think he's way off on too much on that. But the thing is, do not equate their socialism to the 50% tax that, say, what is it, the Netherlands, I don't know, the European socialist models, where the money's going to come from the IRS or whatever, the taxes, Germany, things like that, where it's going to come from your paycheck. Not the same thing. And I'm going to do a whole video on what socialism really is, so you can understand that. Okay?
Any comment on the situation in Venezuela?
Oh, goodness gracious. As far as Venezuela is concerned, I think they did have a coup down there.
Yeah.
So, but what I'd like to see, yes. Oh, I'm sorry. I got to go.
It is a coup.
To me, when you have something like that happen, I think we got to do something about it, but I'm so sorry. I got to go. Okay, thanks.
Would I classify it as a coup what's happening? I wouldn't classify it as a coup.
How would you classify it?
I'll tell you what, I'd rather be interviewed from a position of fact rather than innuendo or opinion, especially since I just missed the briefing, which was just a couple hours ago.
Do you think the U.S. is meddling in Venezuela's political system?
I think we're just supporting the people and supporting what they are deciding needs to happen, and so I think that's good for us since we are the bastion of freedom to speak up and support other people around the world who are crying for freedom as well.
You know, so our senators don't really care or know what's going on down there, when it's pretty obvious that if we do, which we are, going down there with our military, thousands of them, probably going to get killed, but that's not really their thing, or they didn't really think about this. So we're going to go ahead and let unelected neocons, war criminals, take over the reins and just let them do whatever they want, and then we'll just make theater up in the news and just act like I don't even know. How do these people get elected? Oh my gosh, this is absolutely insane. These people all need to be fired. All of them. And, oh,
No comment, my friend.
No
Good
comment.
to see y'all.
Thank you.
Been a pleasure.
You know, it's really not my portfolio.
The fact is that Venezuelans are starving today in an oil-rich country.
So do you support the sanctions, which will hurt ordinary people?
Yeah, I'm not going to take the bait.
Okay. Do you support the sanctions?
I'm done. Adios.
Do you support the sanctions?
Adios. Yes, I support them.
Wouldn't that hurt ordinary people?
I think we need sometimes to demonstrate that Mr. Maduro has hurt ordinary people every single day.
By sanctioning the entire country's economy, seizing its assets?
So now that we know that our congressmen have absolutely no clue and don't really care where they're sending our military, although they did speak up and say they wouldn't allow our military to go down there, they're just talking out their asses because they're already down there. But this is America, where you're censored for speaking the truth. Like, share, subscribe.